Hi everyone! So if you're struggling with redness and sensitivity on your skin, keep on watching because this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you my best tips and tricks and what to do at home, what would be the best skincare and what would be the best treatment for you. So keep on watching. So hi everyone, I'm Madeleine Casey. I'm the owner of Sparkle Lifestyle if you don't know me. And yeah, I'm gonna share everything that you need to know about your sensitivity. And so the first thing when you do come in and we would do a consultation, we would definitely look into your lifestyle and what's going on around you, your environment, and also the skincare that you're doing at home. Because a lot of stuff that you're thinking that you're doing right, but just by tweaking a little bit of some little things can make big changes. So when it comes to your lifestyle, I guess I should start with what kind of redness and sensitivity that you have, right? Because everybody's different. So you can be sensitive, maybe when you eat certain food, you can have some redness. Maybe you're sensitive, more like acne prone, or maybe you're sensitive dry. There's so many mixed combination of sensitivity. It's really hard for me to kind of go over all, so that's why everything that I'm going to mention, it's really kind of general and you should definitely come in for a consultation. But when it comes to sensitivity or redness, a lot of time it's because of your inflammation. So it could be inflammation, maybe you're living in a really dry environment. So sometimes I'm going to ask you what kind of heat that you have in your house. So let's say that you're heating with wood, or maybe you work in an environment that's really dry. That can really cause a lot of sensitivity in your skin, or maybe you have a lot of pollution, or maybe you run a lot, or those are all factors that will really create sensitivity to your skin. Some people it's just genetic. So the first thing that we need to look at, it's really your epiderm. So if your epiderm is impaired, and what I mean by that is maybe it's getting like thinner, or there's something wrong with your epiderm. So that's why your body sends a lot of blood to the surface, and you'll feel you know, that tingling sensation, or maybe it's really raw feeling. So the first thing that we need to do, it's really address that epiderm. That's really important. So first we're going to look at your just lifestyle in general. So if you're drinking a lot of wine, or you're drinking a lot of spicy food, like I said, like, you know, the tip of heat, or you're going out. So those are all things that we need to address first. So if you're telling me, okay, yes, I do heat with wood, okay, so maybe using like a humidifier, or maybe trying to slow down on the wine and the spicy food, those are all like factors that you could do at home to really help with the inflammation. Maybe you go out a lot, so maybe making sure that you have a good protection, a good moisturizer, a good sun protection before you're going out. Really important. So first you need to address all those factors. Then the second, we need to look at, you know, your epiderm. Is it impaired? Because if I'm putting any kind of skincare on top of an inflamed, sensitive, red skin, you're gonna react to everything. So obviously as soon as you start applying vitamin C or vitamin A or any kind of like product, sometimes you'll feel it tingling and just make everything worse. So the first step is really to have product that will rebuild that epiderm. We do have, my favorite one would be Rescue from Osmosis. Osmosis skincare line is really, really good for my sensitive, dry, acne prone skin. So that would be the first step. And then we need to address rebuilding it. And that's why like something like a growth factor, or like a really gentle vitamin A, like a retinaldehyde, not necessarily retinol, or like a low concentration of retinol, will actually speed up your skin cell turnover to really build that epiderm fast. So I do have a couple examples, would be like if you're more acne prone, Clarify from Osmosis, or Calm from Osmosis also, and Vivier have a 0.3 retinol, but that would be not necessarily for my really sensitive dry, would be more for maybe my sensitive acne prone skin, because that's another thing, right? Some people are so inflamed, and then they would start having like a pimple and the rosacea, and that's another ball game altogether. So now that we kind of repair the epiderm, we spit up the skin cell turnover, now it's time to really nourish and address the cause of everything, right? And a lot of people that are sensitive like want a moisturizer, and that's why I wanted to do this video, because their go-to would be a moisturizer. Well, moisturizer is mostly like a band-aid. We're covering the issue, but we're not fixing it. And that's why using a vitamin C is my go-to. So first, vitamin C is an antioxidant, so it will really fight the free radical, the pollution, everything that's around you, and it will at the same time feed your skin, so boost collagen production, just give that firmness and plumpness and brightening effect from the vitamin C. And it will also, some will actually reverse the damage. So let's say that you're getting, maybe in the past you did way too many laser treatment and chemical exfoliant and way too much treatment, and no one really addressed your epiderm and the health of your skin. And I see that a lot. I mean, I'm all about laser treatment, but if you're not doing it properly, the right way, lasers and those chemical harsh peel can actually make your skin worse. And that's why you really need to be careful when you start getting treatment. And I'm all about them, but they need to be done in the right way, right? So that's why super important to have a good vitamin C that would kind of heal any damage that your skin have from previous experience or just aging in general. Because as you age, we get like DNA damage, and that's where your skin, you know, like the production of the collagen reduce. That's why it's super, super important to really fix the DNA and just kind of nourish your skin. So when you do apply the vitamin A that will speed up your skin cell turnover, you have that nice plump skin. Mind you, that epiderm, what you see is actually your derm in about like 8 weeks ago, right? And that's why like you really need to start treating your skin from the inside out, because applying just moisturizer on top of it is not fixing the issue. And again, like when it comes to vitamin C, there's so many different type out there, but you need to be really mindful. Same thing for vitamin A and all those active ingredients, because I want to remind you that if you want true change in your skin, you need to invest in like serums and treatment cream that are actually medical grade, that will actually go to your skin, cells, I'm sorry. Because most of the over-the-counter or what you see at Sephora or Shoppers, something like that, are can be really, really good, but will mostly sit at the surface of your skin. So it's like any medication, right? They need to be prescribed to your skin type. So that's why it's not all the vitamin C that will actually help and be good for you. A vitamin C, let's say a vitamin C with vitamin E, will be really hydrating, okay? So not good for my acne prone skin. So if you're sensitive but prone to acne, definitely not. And then maybe you're sensitive to acne, but you have tendency to do acne scars, like the red spot. Well, you would need something different, right? With like other ingredient that will really help the brown spot and everything. Or a lot of broken capillaries. So having a vitamin C with vitamin K will also really help. So it really depends on what type of sensitive skin that you have. Same thing for vitamin A. Vitamin A with like a high percentage of like good can create even more sensitivity, but maybe like using a retinaldehyde would be better. So again, those are important ingredients, but they need to be kind of adjusted with your skin type. So don't just run for vitamin C. Make sure that you have the right one, because it can seriously create more damage. And I see that all the time. They're like, oh, I watched it and I bought like a vitamin C online, and then they come with more inflammation. It's important to get the right one for you, okay? Then it comes for exfoliant. A lot of two-way, right? There's people with dry skin, sensitive, that are like, oh, I'm going to exfoliate because it's. And you need to be careful with over exfoliating, because then your skin can start producing more like dead skin, like more like start to protect yourself. So it's super important to use something that's really gentle. I love using enzyme exfoliant for my really So enzyme will actually kind of make the melt all the dirt and all the coating that kind of stuck up around your dead skin cell. So, and it does it just what needs to be done and kind of leave the good stuff alone. That's why I like enzymes so much. If you're more like acne prone, something maybe like a salicylic acid is really more, it's more gentle, right? It's not like your glycolic pill. It's more like intense. It goes deeper in your skin. It's not what you want if you're really sensitive. So enzyme or a light salicylic acid. Then talking about ingredient, like having something like alcohol in your product are really not good because they're drying your skin even more. So be really mindful what's in your product, right? And you should not over exfoliate either. It really depends on what type, but usually it can be in your cleanser. Like I love like a daily enzyme cleanser, Purify. That's also really hydrating at the same time, but you don't necessarily want like oil based because that can actually make your skin even drier and more sensitive. So yes, that would for exfoliant. I wanted to also to talk about growth factors. There's two different type of growth factors. You can have like more like a plant-based, and you can have a human grade. So obviously the body react better to the human one. But what it does, it will actually thickens your derm, and something like the grenzyme line will actually thickens your epidermal junction. So that's the link between the junction between your epiderm and your derm. So having thickening your skin will definitely help any kind of redness and sensitivity. And for my aging skin, for people, that's also a good option. So when it comes to moisturizer, again, moisturizer should be used as a protection, not as a problem solving, and I find a lot of people get that wrong. So you want like a moisturizer that have like good ingredient, but that doesn't really, I don't want something that's oil based because then it kind of stops your natural oil production. So I'm not a big fan. So just be careful with that. But as long as you really, it feels great and it protects your skin, but say it that way. Another thing would be your makeup remover. A lot of people removing their makeup with makeup wipes. Another big no-no, especially if you have sensitive skin. Makeup wipes are pretty much just full of chemical, and to be able to dissolve your skincare like that, think about it. You're just kind of wiping and the product comes with it. I mean, it's kind of harsh a little bit on your skin, and on top of the time makeup, what a makeup remover should be doing, and in a lot of those wipes there's alcohol. So something actually my go-to, I'm sorry, would be actually osmosis lift away, makeup remover. Love it. So should I talk about? There's different products that I would suggest also, like a mask, using something that's really soothing, good investment if you really have like an impaired. My favorite one is the tropical mango from Osmosis. So that's kind of in general, what I would suggest for skincare if you have a sensitive skin. But again, it's really hard for me to go in depth without really looking at your face specifically, but that would be kind of my general guideline. I'm just all my skincare so I can see if I forgot anything. So when it comes to treatment, for sensitive skin, I definitely want to work on your epiderm first. I'll never start doing laser treatment or peel or medical facial, and if your epiderm is still impaired, that's a priority. We really need to. The only medical facial that I recommend for that would be by Osmosis, because Osmosis is a really soothing line. It's designed for sensitive skin, so they do have like enzyme peel and really soothing ingredient that will really rebuild your epiderm. That's why I like that brand so much for my sensitive skin. So I would start with those facial. You can have them maybe once a month for a series of 4 to 6, depending on. Usually we can, when you use product like Rescue, usually a few days after you'll really feel release. If you add like this, it's really soothing. So usually it's just a couple of days that you will see a nice difference. And I will probably ask you to keep doing it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is really the time it takes for your body to kind of rebuild that epiderm. So it takes 2 weeks. So if you have like a deep exfoliant to rebuild that epiderm, it takes 2 weeks. So that's why I'm like, be gentle for 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, you start having enough epiderm to do something on it. Again, we need to kind of look, okay, what kind of skin that you have. So if you're really, you have a lot of broken capillaries, everything is suited, that's where I recommend maybe an IPL to really coagulate those. Sorry, my dog, Benji. So to coagulate those, So I would suggest an IPL to really coagulate those broken capillaries. So an IPL is my go-to. If you really have like single like line that we can define, sometimes like an NDAG laser is really good. And then as we progress, that's where I would start to introduce a series of osmosis facial and then IPL. We can kind of alternate until the redness and the simply controlled. There's a lot of factors that will take in consideration, like you need to take in consideration when you keep doing the treatment. Your lifestyle. I mean, if you're someone that as soon as you drink, you get red, I mean, it's just something that you constantly have to battle with. Doing maybe an IPL every 4 months and doing those medical facial every change of the season will help. Definitely, but it's something that you need to maintain, right? And all your skincare need to be like more sensitive, geared towards sensitive skin. So that's why it's really important to keep your good skincare regimen. And I always like to compare it to like you would go to the dentist and you have like a cavity, we can treat it, but you still need to wash your teeth every day and you still need to come for a teeth cleaning every 6 months. It's the same thing for your skin, right? You keep aging, you have tendency to be a certain way. Those are all things that you need to keep doing at home. That's like treatment are just to kind of help and kind of reverse, but you need to maintain your results at home. And yeah, so like if you're more like acne, you may have some acne scars. That's where like those peel can work, but I would definitely go more on a gentle type of peel. I don't think I would go too harsh. So that's kind of my recommendation for my sensitive skin. Like I said, those are really general recommendation. If you have like any question about sensitive skin, we do free virtual consultation. We answer all the questions. If you comment below, I'll be more than happy, and I will include a link below that you can download that will kind of give you kind of a resume of everything I just mentioned, like my favorite products or maybe at-home guideline for my sensitive skin. And if you need anything else, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll make sure I add it to that document. And yes, I hope it, and we'll see you soon. So have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.